Hello and welcome to the very special Budapest Children's Railway, the longest of its kind in the world. Today we are taking a ride on this unique railway where kids are in charge. And since it's Nostalgia Day, we'll even get to experience some classic steam action. I'll show you the system while talking about children's railways, their history and value. This trip is a unique experience and you'll see why along the way. Don't miss it! Come along! Arriving at Széchenyihegy, the station is eerily quiet. No passengers yet. Getting here is easy. Take the tram 59 or 61 from Budapest city center to Városmajor and the cogwheel railway to its upper terminus. Then it's just a short walk to the station. Simple, quick and scenic. The station has a simple charm, with a nostalgic feel and a decorative touch above the ticket office that adds a bit of character. Given that the Children's Railway welcomes visitors from all over the world, there are these multilingual leaflets on offer, proving that this place has a special kind of charm, one that transcends languages and origins. They are very useful, offering not only information about the system, but also about the hiking trails in the Buda Mountains. Stepping outside, the station reveals itself. It's like a time capsule holding on to its charm for 75 years. And speaking of history, there's this plaque celebrating the 75th anniversary of the railway. It has been running since 1948, holding a special place in Hungarian railway culture, to the point that the main line Siemens-Tauros also has a special livery commemorating its existence. More on history in a minute. Here comes our ride, a diesel-old train pulling in, ready to take us on a journey through history, learning and nostalgia.
Az első vágányon töltességben kérjük, hogy az első vágány mellett vigyázzanak. Az első vágányon töltességben kérjük, hogy az első vágány mellett vigyázzanak.
The cars are simple yet comfortable enough, as we'll see in a minute, with big windows perfect for taking in the views. As for the locomotive, it's a MAV class MK45 diesel. Built in Romania in the 1970s, these small but powerful engines were popular in narrow-gauge railways in Poland and Romania. Here, they have been the workhorses of the railway for decades. They may not have the charm of the steam locomotive, which we'll see later in the video, but they're reliable and well suited for the twists and climbs of this scenic route. Now that our locomotive is ready to go, let's hop aboard for departure and the start of this fantastic adventure. With the trip underway, let's take a look inside. The cars are simple, with wood seats, but they are warm, cozy, and the big windows let us enjoy the passing scenery. At our first stop, Normafa, I change cars to the one at the rear, allowing me a much better view of the trip. Now we're rolling down the hills of Buda. This line stretches for 11 kilometers and winds through some beautiful forest scenery, which we'll see further throughout the trip at a maximum speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Along the way, we make stops at various picturesque stations where young railway staff, yes, actual kids, handle tickets, announcements, and even train dispatching under the supervision of regular MAV employees. It's an amazing experience for them and quite the sight for passengers. With the train meandering through the Buda Hills, let's take a quick journey back to 1947. That's when the Hungarian government, in cooperation with the railway operator MAV, decided to build a children's railway inspired by similar lines already operating in the Soviet Union and other Eastern Bloc countries. After considering several locations, the Buda Hills were chosen in early 1948. Construction began the same year with a 760mm narrow gauge selected for the railway. This was an odd choice, given that children's railways mostly used 600mm gauge. The first section opened in the summer of 1948, and by 1950 the full line, just as we know it today, was complete. It was part of a broader movement. Children's railways were created across the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, with the first opening in Moscow in 1932 to teach kids about railway operations. Today, they're more about tradition, but the magic remains. Applications far exceed the number of available places, and several criteria exist for being selected, including school grades, thus making this railway a further incentive for kids to excel in their school duties. Children's railways still exist nowadays in Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan, Georgia, among other former Eastern European and former USSR countries. After passing another train in the opposite direction, we continue our journey to Huvosvolgy. There are several popular hiking trails in this area, with some running alongside the railway. I'll stay quiet for a short while now, allowing you to experience the trip and the train. In a minute we'll arrive at Huvosvolgy and prepare for today's big attraction, the steam train trip back to Széchenyihegy. We're now rolling into Huvosvolgy, the lower terminus and the heart of the railway. This is where the headquarters and main depot of the system are located. But before we hop on the steam train, let's take a little stroll around the station. Time to stretch our legs, check out what this place has to offer, and of course, take one last look at the train that brought us here while disembarking. These vintage cars and our hard-working little MK45 diesel locomotive offered us quite the ride, didn't they? Down we go to the underpass, greeted at the bottom of the stairs by this stunning mural, a tribute to the railway's history, brightening up the tunnel quite nicely. Stepping outside, here's the main station building. It's a charming small station, but inside there's something even cooler. Now this is a must-see, a detailed model railway. It's like a miniature version of the line we just traveled. If only real train operations were this easy. Back at the platform, we have the waiting room and ticket office. And look at this! Something worth bragging about! Budapest is home to the longest children's railway in the world. And here's the official plaque to prove it. Next, we have the departures board showing that our steam train is on its way. But before we greet it, a quick tip. If you're coming from central Budapest, getting here is easy. Just hop on tram lines 56, 56A, 56B or 61 and you'll be here in no time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. The star of today's show is making its grand entrance. A stunning vintage steam locomotive chugging into Huvosvolgy like it's straight out of a railway time capsule. There's just something magical about seeing steam and smoke billowing into the air. It's railway nostalgia at its finest. This locomotive is the oldest of the Hungarian-made Class 490 still in operation. It was built in 1942. Time to hop on board and check the interior of these vintage cars. Beautiful, well-kept interiors with wooden seats, room for luggage above, and a stove keeping it warm inside. And with the crisp wave of the signal, we're off. There's something special about watching these young station masters take their role so seriously. And it is serious. It really brings the railway to life. I have a feeling you'd rather listen to the rhythmic shag of the locomotive than my voice right now. So I'll step aside and let you soak in the moment. Sit back, enjoy the ride, and take in the magic of steam railways. And just like that, we're back at Széchenyihegy. It's one of those trips where I wish the journey could last just a little bit longer. One last look at the interior before I step off. As for our Class 490 locomotive, it's getting ready for the return trip to Huvosvolgy. It will be watered, shunt back to the front of the train, and just like that, everything will be set for the final journey of the day. While showing you these operations, let me give you my impressions of this journey. This trip has been nothing short of amazing. From the charming stations to the dedicated young railway staff, and, of course, the magic of riding behind a steam locomotive. It all felt perfect. There's something special about this moment, a mix of childhood wonder and a love for classic trains that makes this trip truly emotional for me. Everything about this railway is a reminder of why I love train travel, and I can only hope that the Budapest Children's Railway keeps running for many years to come. As we say goodbye to our train, I want to thank you for joining me until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Your support helps the channel and enables me to create more train videos, always with a bit of history and technology. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next week.